This is a series on awareness, clarity, and connection, where we explore a movement or a series that's going to help you improve your awareness, the nuance of how you move, so that you have better clarity about what's working and not working, so then you can have greater connection and feel better and notice that your symptoms are also settling out. Today's practice is a focus on downward facing dog. You're going to need two props. Something that's like a spinal strip, like you fold it in half like this, so it looks like a pool noodle, same shape or same-ish shape, or another rolled mat, but something around this. And then also these balls. Now these are small massage balls that are just smaller than a tennis ball. I wouldn't go any smaller than that, like don't go for golf balls. Tennis balls are just perfect if that's what you have. I wouldn't go any bigger than a tennis ball, like a lacrosse ball. That's getting a little too big, okay? So have a small, like tennis balls here or massage balls, and have something like a rolled mat, or if you've got a spinal strip, then utilize a spinal strip, okay? So we're exploring downward facing dog, and the thing with downward facing dog, what makes it such a great movement is that we're moving in through the sagittal plane, through the arms, at the shoulder joint, as well as through the hips and the knees, primarily being hips and shoulders. When we're limited in those areas, then that can help create some of this poke forward through the ribs, or roundness through the ribs, or the head poking forward, or roundness through the pelvis. When we can clear up those pieces, then it's really interesting to see how downward dog really begins to shift, but not only that, how you feel inside and the awareness that you have over the sensations and the clarity that you have about how your body moves, which brings more connection. So we're going to be coming into dog, and it's just going to look like this to begin. You're going to start in tabletop. You're going to come into your dog, and you're just going to explore what your dog feels like now. So you'll notice that as I move up, I'm moving shoulders, hips, and knees, and of course the feet. And my torso really isn't changing all that much. So that's really the idea here, is to help you experience the movement through the limbs and allowing that torso to go along with, okay? So let's now just come back to your dog and just get a good starting baseline for how your dog feels today, okay? So from here, toes under, up you come, exploring your dog. So whether you want to place and push your heels toward, or pump your knees, or ground through your hands, however it is that you do your dog. This isn't so much about teaching you about dog, but more about opening and releasing and awareness and nuance, so that how you feel in your body is that much more clearer and connected, so that then what happens to dog is it unfolds for you, okay? So with that done, let's come now into your rolled mat or your spinal strip, or even a rolled blanket or a towel. The thing is you don't want to have it get much more than the size of a rolled mat. So I wouldn't go as high as a bolster. That's a little too high, okay? You're going to place the prop right at the base of your breastbone. So if you wear a bra, it's right at the bra strap, right opposite that breastbone. If you remember the day and age when we had polar heart rate monitors, I might be dating myself there. That's also where we're moving around. So right opposite the bottom of that breastbone. So you can see here I'm in a bit of a back bend. And just allowing yourself to settle with your head on the prop and your butt on the ground. And as you're here, if you feel yourself like symptoms or strain or pain is going up, then you just come off the prop and you can carry along with the arm exercises we're about to do. But for now, just be here, if you're good, and allow yourself to settle and to breathe. And feel the heaviness of your eyes and the weight of your body on the strip. And then bring your hands up to the sky and have your index and thumb tip touch on one side and then the other side. Bend the elbows, and it's as if you've got a thread between your two hands, and you're going to pull that thread. Arms are going to come wide, and then the arms are going to come back up. So you're moving through that shoulder joint, bringing the arms wide, and then back up. Easy, easy, easy breath. Good. Now, looking at your elbows and looking at your shoulder joint, rotate your arm bone in the shoulder socket. You'll notice that as you rotate your arm bone, that the elbow starts to point towards your knees. But don't think of it as the elbow doing the movement. Think about it really as where it's articulating from, which is your shoulder joint. Now your elbows, you might have enough rotation that your elbows point towards your knees, but you also might not be, you might be a bit limited. So wherever that range is for you, go to wherever that range is. And you'll notice that the head of your arm bone, the humerus, is positioned wherever it is. And so now we're going to do the exact same thing. The position of the humerus is a bit different, but now we take the arms wide. Same thing, just a different arm position. Really, really easy breath here. Good. Okay, lovely. And then let that go. Take a breather while you're still here without the arms moving. And then roll on over and come onto your back and just take a small breath here. Pause and just notice what you did to yourself. And then roll over and let's come back in a dog and see what is now noticed. So back into your table, toes under, and then up you come. And does anything feel different having done that? All right, good. And then come back down. All right, so now we're going to come into an extended child's pose. So knees or hips towards your heels. Arms are going to reach out. And then reach the arms over to one side. So you're in a bit of a side bend. Hips are still on your heels. And now just be conscientious that you're not pushing past nuance. You're not just going into the range because that's where you can put your body. But the idea is to really feel what's there. So maybe come back a moment and just slide one arm and notice what that feels. Stay in tune and listen within, and then bring that other arm over. And just notice if there's a different quality in how you did that movement. And then bring your arms back and then over to the other side, paying attention to the nuance of sensation in your body, knowing that that sensation has an actual meaningfulness to it. It has a significance. Good, and then come on back, and then up into table. Take your toes under, and up you go. Notice if there's anything different, anything new, not necessarily in the quantity of where your heels are or anything of that. I mean, that's interesting. It's more about the quality of what you're experiencing from a sensation perspective in your dog. Notice your shoulders or your breath or your legs. Lovely, and then come on down. Okay, and then come into a kneeling position and grab your balls here. And now you could be sitting on a bolster or on a block. You're going to take the balls and stick them right into the armpits here. And notice if when you put them in, your shoulders like don't creep up to your ears, but also try not to push them down your back either. And just be here. The armpit is, in many ways, we can think of it as all the myofascia that creates it, really, that creates its shape. So placing these balls here puts just a really, really gentle pressure in this area, right? We're not squeezing the balls. Literally, we're just holding them. That's it. We're not trying to squeeze them towards the ribs or try to breathe into them, although you could kind of breathe into them if you wanted to. But really, the idea is just to notice what you notice when we're done the practice without really doing anything. And just easily, easily breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bring those balls out. Okay, let's go to dog. Coming back around, in the tabletop, toes under, and then in and up. Notice what you now experience. You might find that you don't need to push your hands down as much to the floor, that they're just there. How your arms are coming out of your shoulder sockets is just there. Okay, and then come back down. All right, now, let's bring one arm up, then the elbow, other arm comes over. Good. Now we don't need to push hard down through that area. Just hold it gently. And then the other side, bend. And now from here, take one arm in behind, bottom of cow. Other arm comes up, bend the elbow. And then the other way. And the idea here is to feel how your shoulders and your elbows are moving, because that's the articulating area here. All right, lovely. And then bring the arms wide, palms face toward the camera, and then extend the arms back behind you a little bit. And then drop the arms, raise the arms back up. Now you can always come to here or to here or to here, whichever makes the most sense. And the arms come back. And just feel again the nuance of the shoulders to the hands and what you're feeling in terms of sensation. If you find yourself gripping or bracing, you're going too far. So just ease back out a little bit. Good. And then bring that down. Okay, let's come into dog. So from here now, in tabletop, toes come under, and then up into dog we go. And feel what that's like. Great, good job. Okay, come on back down. And now let's come onto our backs. And we're just going to feel now our bodies and what our bodies are now experiencing. Straighten one leg out away from you, bring the knee in. Take that leg across your body, come into a gentle spinal twist, shoulder girdle stays on the ground. If you find that there's a bit of pinching, slide your hand up towards the hip a little bit. And then come back. And then other side, comes across. And come on back. And then rest your legs out. And just notice what is now here in your body. What do you feel? What's now present that wasn't present before? Where are you more aware? Where are you more clear? And where or how do you feel more connected? Now you can be in Shavasana for as long as you would like. You may even find that having done that short practice that you're raring to go with a bit more of a vinyasa or something else, or a walk or a run or a weight lift. Whatever you do, choose to do next, take 5 breaths. Count them on your exhale before rolling on over and coming up. And just take the feeling that you have now with you for the rest of the day. You have a great day, have a great practice, and we will see you tomorrow.